You have reached the Geek Elite. Good luck.
Video games are a unique medium.
They can tell stories,
Immerse us in strange, fantastic worlds.
blur the very boundaries of our reality.
But at the end of the day, video games are fun. Whatever fun is to you.
I'm Jeff Moonen,
And I am Matt, aka Stormageddon.
and on Fun and Games, we talk about the history, trends, and community of video games.
It's a celebration of all the games we play and all the fun we find within them.
And there's so many more games out there, so we hope you'll share in that conversation with us.
Fun and Games podcast with Matt and Jeff. Find us on certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
And happy gaming.
Welcome, listeners. Welcome, JV Pickers. Host Sway here, back with working together to bring you a playlist worth getting lost to by our collective brain trust. This week's theme is solo projects. So grab your quarters, pick your dibs. Geek Elite Media presents Jukebox Vertigo. We have a pretty packed table today. Crew members of 4, which is how we usually like it. A good general number of how our picks tend to come by. We have ourselves Crozen.
Donda.
I was going to be nice and not even bring it up, but now I am.
I don't know what was wrong with me that I didn't see that coming. Hi, Crozen. glad for you to be here on this episode, because at least one of us is going to talk about that fucking album. And of course, Daniel making his return.
Hi, thanks for having me again. Sorry about the last episode. Just isn't my strong point, so I don't want to make a fool of myself, but I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, you don't have to keep thinking it. You're already part of the crew.
I know, but it's just so much fun to be back.
If there's ever an episode you want to take off, that's fine.
Love you, buddy.
Love you
And
too.
of course, as always, we're going to have ourselves Keith.
So, man, what a week of music. I have a lot to talk about, including a last minute ultra super surprise that I cannot wait to talk about.
Ooh,
that 2 people I know will be excited about and no one else, and none of those people are you, for the record. So.
If there was right before we started, I saw a tweet, but I didn't want to look into it because also like too early. But there also might be East Coast. It's like, if that's true, well, that's really fucking cool. So I hope it's that when we come to it. But
I'll tell you right now, it's probably not.
So I listened to a few things. Not a heavy week, but damn it, did I actually fucking love everything that I listened to?
Really?
Yes. Well, first let me
listen to Donda.
No, fuck no. I even like I think I tweeted it this one. I was just curious, like on the track listing, and I scrolled and I scrolled and I kept scrolling. I was like, this just too fucking long. Like 27 songs, and somehow Soulja Boy was still cut. How? Like why? At that point, why? It's already long as fuck. Like just keep him in there.
Because it was bad.
It was like when Drake.
Because that's why he was cut.
It was like when Drake was he put out 2 back-to-back mixtapes in a year, and they were both like 20 tracks and like an hour long each. And we're like, how the fuck? Like, I remember that. That was crazy.
Cool. So what I'm gonna start with the stuff still listening from last week, and I know I have to correct myself because like listening to the last episode, it was still like it was picking at me because I only called them by Dev Haven, but this album is fucking Dev Haven. The band is actually called Dev Heaven, but the album itself it's actually Dev Haven just because it's a mix of Deftones, a little bit of and a lot of bit of a Sea Haven, and it's just such a beautiful album that we got tickets. March 2022, we're gonna go fucking see them, and I'm so fucking excited because Infinite Granite is a great album. In Blur, like the Gnashing is still like my favorite song, but fucking the whole thing is such a great trip. And speaking, since now we're actually on in September finally, and now we're only we're on the 2nd, so now it's only 23 days away. I'm on a binge of listening to Pink Shift and a whole mess of, I mean, that part hasn't changed, but and a whole mess of Mannequin Pussy again, because that show is coming up in a couple of fucking weeks, and I'm going to bawl my eyes out because it's my first show since Valentine's Day of 2020 in Seattle, right before everything really locked down. And it's just been too fucking long and not going to a live show. So I'm so excited to go see them. And again, like listen to the Saccharine EP from Pink Shift and just everything from Mannequin Pussy, because they're a great fucking band.
That last show you went to was Happy Times, Sad Times, right?
It was their final show, and not knowing that it was actually going to be my final live show for a while. It was just like, fuck.
I remember you getting really emotional because of all that. So yeah.
Dude, yeah, I bawled my eyes. Like I was like fucking bawling like during the show because like so many songs just hit in like a bunch of different feels, and it was a really good show. And again, I didn't know I was actually crying so much because it was going to be my last show for a while. So, yeah. I mean, shout out to Happy Times, Sad Times, Roger and their guitarist Anelia. They're also had a little side project or a new project in the works called Soft Boiled, but I'm still waiting for that. So now for the new music that did come out last week, I'm gonna start with Between the Buried and Me with Colors 2. And it was a solid album. I really was only able to give it one go, but with like the strong feels, I do want to come back to it. So Colors 2 is the name of the album. It's a progressive metal band. So yeah, just give it the one go. I will come back to it. The next one that Sochi actually surprised me with is Los Aptos. Los Aptos is really fucking cool. I guess it started as a trio. I've seen pictures of them now with like a fourth member, but it's such pretty music. So it's like Cuco. It's like it's Cuco's primos who's like grew up with like playing instrumental music or just like a bunch of instruments, you know? And like, but Comenzando con mi amor es una tiernura de música. Like the whole thing, like just like off the bat, the first four songs are just like these romantic like dedicaciones. Like it's just like obviously comenzando, I just said mi amor, but then Canción para ti, Noche sin ti, and then Me voy contigo. But it really doesn't stop there. All the songs are just like these like little love songs, but oh my god, it's just like the guitars, the keys, like the soft drums, the fucking saxes. Like this is such a like crazy good like Chicano music like album. I highly recommend this one. Los Aptos with Lluvia y Sol is the name of the album. So it's like it's a win for me with that title. The Halsey album, I know you guys kind of checked that one out. If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. I really only gave like the one go as well, just because like everybody was just buzzing. It was like, oh, Trent Reznor also produced it. It's like, all right, cool. And yeah, it was all right, but I really don't have like much to say, so I'll wait till you guys like really bounce back to it.
Is it like a typical Halsey album?
I'll talk plenty about it. No,
but it was fucking dope though. I did like it. I just didn't really have like many notes like to really shout out yet.
You can hear the Trent Reznor pretty significantly in this.
Oh hell yeah.
Good.
That part was really fun. That's what I liked about it.
I'll get to it on my turn.
Yeah, no, for sure. And now with like the last two stuff that was really, really fucking cool. Ginger with two J's. It's the Ukrainian metal band. They finally came out with Wallflowers. It's honestly it's a good mix of like her clean vocals with like her screams from Tatiana, and sometimes it feels like okay, it might be like a little too many like clean vocals, but then it's like, oh no, I'm just being really impatient, and then it's just nothing but screams the whole fucking time. Like shout out to the song Disclosure. That's a good fucking fun song. And now the thing that I really fucking had on repeat the whole time since like the last time I recorded, and probably my favorite thing that everybody's just really about it on my timeline, Turnstile. Fucking Turnstile with Glow On. Oh, such a good like. It's like I guess it is like a hardcore band. Like it's a good like. But it's not really like that kind of like cliche hardcore music that I don't like. Oh fuck! I highly recommend these guys, especially this album. It's very pumpy, very anthemy. But I guess it's a little different from like their last two albums, which are really fucking cool. I guess you call them metalcore, but their last two albums were like almost like very influential with like that genre and how like why people really like them. So this album, just like being this change, I actually really like it because just to see them live and hearing these songs probably sprinkled in with like the classics, and then just like pump up the audience again. All these songs are fucking awesome. Like starting with Misery, it just has such a good fucking hook. Blackout has a dope, catchy, loud chorus. And then it's just a cool approach with like it's called Underwater Boy as a different song. It really slows down, and I really like the guitars. And it's so different that it actually reminds like Sochi and I of this. We used to be a local band or a Sacramento band, then they came here and then went back to California. But it's a band called Animals in the Attic, and they're very like surfy, like rock, but it's like really, really cool, like chill music. I highly recommend those guys too. So that's why this song was very different, and I just like the vibe for it. And then Endless is such a fun fucking song. It's like already on a different. I already kind of want it for a different category, but like we'll get to that one if it comes back. And then Fun Again is tied with my favorite one with Misery. Fly Again just has such a cool chorus, like the way it just like screams it in your ear. Then like finishing out with like Wild World, it's just another off the wall fun like song. TLC being like I said, it was like very anthem-y album, and TLC being Turnstile Love Connection is the name of the acronyms. It's kind of like just all right, an actual anthem for them. But yeah, the whole thing is really fucking cool. It goes by so fast. It's like a little over 30-minute song. But yeah, if you need a fast, loud album, like Turnstile with Glow On is just so fucking good. Yeah, I didn't really listen to any like new singles since we last recorded. So it was really all the albums. So Crozen, you buddy, what have you listened to since you last been on the show?
Since I last
Not really everything, but your favorite stuff.
Since I last been on the show, that's a long time. But no, my favorite stuff. Some of the big things I want to talk about is Speak put out a new freestyle video. It was pretty dope. Everybody should check it out on his channel. Speak's a great Mexican American rapper. He's really, really good. Very, very probably one of the best rappers that not a lot of people heard of. Also, since I've last been on the show, I watched the Dipset and Lux versus, which was insane. Like, it's crazy. I really expected Dipset to do fucking good, but they were fucking dog shit. Like, Lux just kicked their ass. So I was really surprised by that. But it also reminded me how dope the Lux was, so I went down a Lux rabbit hole. Then listened to a lot of the usual stuff. Coheed and Cambria put out a new single, which was called Shoulders.
Oh, nice.
It's really dope. I really like it. Hope there's an album announcement soon. And then stuff as far as more recent. Listen to the new Baby Keem track with Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, that's right. I did listen to a single then.
Yeah. The song's fucking great. Kendrick Lamar probably has the best verse of the year on that song. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I really love that song. And then, other than that, we just the big release of Kanye West's Donda.
The big release. Okay.
It was a big release. We can't really knock
Sure.
it.
Okay.
It took a while. Everybody was waiting on it. But, all right. So, sell me on it.
Okay. If you think about it like this. The last two... Yay. Jesus.
Oh, wait. You cut off.
It was, some weird mess of, he was trying to put out 7 albums in 7 weeks. Super rushed. Super,
right.
It wasn't that good. There's some great songs on it, but it's not his best work. And then Jesus is King, he transferred into this, I want to be a Christian artist. I want to just talk about God and everything. And he took that literally. That song, he says, what does Christian music sound like? Okay, I'm making that. This album, Donda, seems like a perfect fusion of him trying to get his godly message across while still trying to keep it to a modern hip hop sound. There's not a whole bunch of choirs, not a whole bunch of stuff like that. There is a couple of moments of that, but most of it's just regular hip hop stuff. And it's, for the most part, pretty good. It is 27 tracks. I would say technically it's 23 tracks because the last 4 are just remixes of other songs on the album. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's his best album since The Life of Pablo. Like, those last 2 albums were kind of bad. But it's really good. Like, you have, like, tons of features on there. Tons of great features. There's Hurricane featuring The Weeknd, which was a fucking great song. You have Jail with Jay-Z, which is cool because Jay-Z and Kanye had their problems for a while. So now they're back with a reunion song, which is really good, and the song's pretty great. It's a great way to open the album, other than the intro. You have Moon with Kid Cudi, which is like a fucking beautiful fucking track. It's like really, really good. Like
I might check out.
Yeah, that song is actually really, really great. And it's Jay Electronica's on there, and I'm a big Jay Electronica fan, so that song Jesus Lord got to me. And then he has a lot of younger artists too on here. Like, I've never heard of Fivio Foreign. I don't know who that is, but he has a great verse on Off the Grid. He has a great song called Remote Control with Young Thug. That song's actually really, really good. And then
nice.
Believe What I Say is like one of the only songs without features. And it has a Lauryn Hill sample that is like really, really good. It's like a really, really good feel-good track.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, it has some weird moments though. Like, the album is edited for some reason. Like, he allowed, him and the other artists were allowed to curse, but then he edited it out, which is weird.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why, if you're gonna curse, if you're gonna let them curse, then why edit it out? Especially if he's cursing.
Wait, so it's a clean album?
Yeah, it's like they actually like edited out. Like, there's some blank spots that he cuts out the curse words, and it's like weird. Like, why even let them curse if you're gonna just edit it out?
So,
Right.
like,
Then,
if you go on Spotify, there's no explicit version for it. There's just that album that got released on, still censored.
Like, that's how
yeah,
the song is.
yeah. So it's like
Okay.
weird. And then but yeah, it's like, if you really don't want to hear any of the God gospel stuff, then it's like, it's there, so you probably have to deal with it. But like, it's really good music. Like, I think the music is actually pretty good. Like, it's good hip hop sounds. You got trap, you got like regular Kanye stuff, you got like a lot of different sounds on here, and it's like very variety.
Nice. And that's just been like the big thing that you've been listening to?
Yeah, that's the main thing I've been listening to since.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Daniel, what's been on your rotation?
It's been all over the place, like always. Listen to some Aesop Rock.
Hit me.
Listen to some. So the friend I've been hanging out with a lot introduced me to Lane 8, and we actually saw Lane 8. So listen to some EDM there. Very Rufus the Soul, also very Odessa. So if you're into that kind of EDM, definitely recommend seeing them. They're like a deep house, kind of like a future deep house as well. Listen to Collective Soul. Listen to just some like old EDM stuff like Stardust, Majo. Even threw in some Phil Collins, some Seth MacFarlane in there. Bad Flower. They're actually really growing on me. Martin Solveig, always going back to Tiesto. And this one will probably get me a lot of hate, but I actually do prefer A Perfect Circle over Tool. So I've been listening to a lot of Perfect Circle again. So go ahead and fight me. Kari Walgren.
100% correct with that.
Oh, thank you. Somebody has my back. Now we'll have people going after us and sending hate mail. Kari Walgren,
Hey,
who
it's your perfect circle, not mine.
hey. I just finished the second season of Dave, so I listened to Lil Dicky, and then Kari Walgren. This is the last thing I actually listened to. Talented voice actress. She voices for Jess and Rick and Morty. I think she's Milana in the newer Mortal Kombat games. She started a band with other voice actresses, and she helped produce it, did a couple of instruments, sang a little bit, so gathered other voice actresses, and some are original songs and some are actually covers as well, and they're done really, really great. So that's actually my playlist, for what I've been listening to in the past, I guess, month now since I didn't record last show. So that's what I've been cycling through right now.
Nice, not bad. I like the sweet Seth MacFarlane interjection, like in the middle of all that EDM. It's like, and swoop, and then back to EDM. So, Keith, what have you been playing since we last recorded?
A lot. So I want to open up with, I actually, in our last episode, 90s Hip Hop, I added an Aaliyah track to the playlist.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, they finally started putting Aaliyah's music on streaming. The rest
Yes.
of it. So her second album came up, One in a Million, which is really good. And I forgot how great it is. I listened to it again. I'm like, oh, this is such a great album. So I spent some time listening to that. Good shit. I listened to Donda, and I will say this: I'm not going to be a dick.
Review part 2.
It was too much for me.
Okay.
And it was too Kanye, which sounds horrible, but like he's very self-indulgent when he makes music. And again, a 27-track album. And as soon as I turned it on and that Donda thing started, I was like, and it immediately made me think of, oh, he listened to the Black Panther soundtrack and was like, I can make random sounds in a track. And that was my first thought. Is really what I thought. He's just like, I can do that. And I was like, that's not what we like you for, Kanye. When we do like your music, that's not what we like it for, you know? And I was like, and then, yeah, it was overwhelmingly religious for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just not my thing. My main disappointment with it is I heard a decent album in there. There's a good album in there, but there's every 3 or 4 tracks there was just Kanye in your face, Kanye, and it was just like, if I could make my own edit of that album, I bet I'd have a really cool album on my hands. You know what I mean? Like
a short playlist of it.
And I know that's not the version he wanted to release. I think Crescent's wanting to tell me that right now. Like I know they released it against his wishes and stuff like that. So
oh damn.
Yeah, he wanted to cut. I guess he wanted to do it in different mixes and stuff, but I think I'm just past Kanye when it comes to hip hop. Like just his style. Like the other big rap albums we've gotten this year, I've liked more. So you know, but I did give it a shot. I didn't get all the way through because I only had a week and a half. I also listened to the new Halsey album.
Okay, yeah, hit me.
Okay, so here's my take on the Halsey album. First of all, I've always liked Halsey.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought she has a really cool, unique, role in music because she is a pop singer, but she's really into punk music. She's really into alternative and punk, and she's always been that girl. But she also likes, Bieber and shit. Like that's just the way she is. So she's always been really unique in music. This album is her most alternative album so far, and you can really hear the direction. Like, you can hear the Trent Reznor in it, but it doesn't sound like what you think Trent Reznor when you think Nine Inch Nails or something. It sounds like a lot of the soundtracks he did.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is the one that jumped out at me. It sounded a lot like that soundtrack. And
even when they chill out with the instrumental Ghost album.
Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting because it's an album about her pregnancy, which if you listen to it, it's pretty dark.
Yeah,
and that's not what you think about with pregnancy, So her whole point of this is she's like, I didn't intend to make this album like this, but I did, and it's basically like everybody talks about pregnancy and it's all awesome. Oh, you're gonna have a baby. She's like, it's really dark. It's a really dark process, and your body's constantly in pain. Your body's literally changing around you. There's something growing inside of you, and you almost become an object. Like you're just the vessel carrying the child, and it's like there's a darkness to that. And it's never really addressed in pop culture. So that's what the songs are about. And as you listen to it, about half of it's like that. And then the second half is more, sweet, happier songs, slow, sad songs. And I think that's just kind of like something she had to push through is the idea in the first half of how she felt about it. But in the end, it was worth it. You know what I mean? So I really dug it. I thought it was a really great album. It's probably my pop album of the year so far.
Ooh.
Like, it's It's really good.
Keep in mind, we're getting that Chromatica remix coming out.
Remember, I'm not a Gaga fan.
I know. That's what I'm saying specifically to you.
Yeah. And then, so I really enjoyed it. If you like Halsey, check it out. If you like Trent Reznor. Yeah, Trent Reznor. I was hesitating for a second because we were talking about Tool. I was thinking Maynard. So, if you like Trent Reznor, check it out. It's really well produced. It's just the first song alone. Like I made this joke, but it's true. The first 15 seconds hooked me harder than anything on Kanye's album because immediately like the progression of it. And I played it for Liz, and she immediately Liz isn't a music person really.
Yeah,
she immediately started that song back over when it was over because she wanted to hear it again.
Dope.
So it's just cool. I just really like it, and it's got a great darkness to it, which more pop needs to be more dark. So
yeah, I actually like that take for sure.
Yeah. The other album I listened to, which I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll give it a shot because I do like this band. I listened to the new Churches album.
Oh yeah,
and it's really good. It's way more of a pop album than the Halsey album.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, well, it's what they are.
Yeah. So it's really good. It's just great. They have a song called Violent Delights that I think you would dig, Josue. And one of the songs they did was actually with Robert Smith.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's the one that's what she was calling out too.
It's pretty cool. So I liked this album. It's not going to blow you away, but I think it's a solid album. I really enjoyed it. So highly recommend that. And then my big announcement. This was announced earlier today. And again, I promise you, none of you are going to give a shit except me. So we got an announcement that nearly 4 decades after their last album was released.
It might be.
We're getting a new Abba album.
Yes! Fuck yeah, bro! Oh, nice. Check this out. Sorry, quick intermission. Yeah. Retro Cheeto bag.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I did see that tweet, and I was like, that better be fucking real. Nobody better be playing with my emotions.
True. And there's 2 singles out already.
Oh my god, did you listen to them yet? The Abba songs?
So you guys, when Josue was the last one to join us, when the other 2 were here waiting with me, I was listening to music because I had to listen to these songs before we started the show.
How are they?
They're amazing.
Oh, yes.
They're among the best tracks I've heard from Abba, basically. Except for, I'm a big fan of SOS. I like all of Abba.
I mean, the mix on, bro. Yes.
So, yeah. But, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for a full-on album. And they're all so old now, and she still sounds incredible. Oh, she's still got just the best voice, and I just love it, dude. So, I'm very excited about that. So, I had to get that out, and it's just, I can't wait. It's already album of the year. No,
it's 2 singles and it's album of the year.
I'm excited to see what we're gonna get. So it is very traditional, though.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are looking for a modernized thing. It's not modernized.
No, fuck that shit.
Album, which is what it should be.
Yeah,
So yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been listening to lately.
You guys remember when the remaining members of the Doors did a single with Skrillex as a new song together?
Oh, God.
Yes.
That was like 10 years ago. Oh shit, I just realized. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Holy shit, it's been that long.
Thanks for that.
That was literally almost like a decade ago. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Shut up. Let's move on. All right. The next entry, next page we're throwing in the jukebox is solo projects. A really fun, sometimes not for the better, experiment that divas tend to do all around the music industry. Sometimes it might not be enough for the band, so they say, "To hell with y'all! I can do it myself." Again, sometimes for the better, sometimes maybe not. But either way, this episode will be our picks around this. So, Cruisin', do you like your solo projects?
I love solo projects.
Nice.
Yeah. I think they're really good. I think it's good to hear. Like, I think sometimes artists can get like trapped in this bubble, and it's good to hear like a band member get out of that and like do their own thing.
Mm-hmm. And I'm being facetious, but yeah, I totally agree with you. It is fun to get more in the personal take of some of our favorite artists. Daniel, do you like going over to your going to people's solo projects?
Yeah, if they got a great voice or, they can play the guitar pretty, fucking well, I want to know what they're going to be able to, pull off as, the separate solo project. So hell yeah, I'm into solo projects.
Fuck yeah. And Keith, how do you feel about solo projects?
I like solo projects when it's an experimental thing, like a person does. Like maybe this isn't going to fit the band,
Yeah.
like this isn't the style of the band, but I want to do it, and I dig that. I don't like solo projects when they break up bands.
Oh, right.
An example of which I'm not going to bring up, not because I'm going to say it later, but because somebody's going to say it later. But yeah, there's instances where there's a really good band, and then someone, usually the lead singer or the drummer, says, or the guitarist, not the drummer. The drummer gets all crazy. So they just like, hey, I can do this by myself. I can get a drum machine, or whatever. And
I got a click track.
And then they put out an album, and you're like, yeah, this is fine, but like I'll just put it out there. I'd rather have a new No Doubt album than a Gwen Stefani album. That's the example I was thinking of.
Honestly, it's the go-to example. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so I like them. I like them as an experiment. I like them as, a one shot, or like, hey, we're not doing anything as a group right now. I'll put something out, but I do not like when it comes at the expense of the band itself.
Yeah, I honestly, for sure. And just one note from the specific, because that was like a really good example. I really wished we would have gotten another project after Push and Shove. I really liked it, but I would have wanted them to be warmed up again as a unit, and then gotten that next album all these years later. But we just got the one anyway. So let's get on to our picks. This one was like a little difficult for me because I started thinking about it too much on like certain side projects and being like, no, that's a side project. It's a whole different name. Like I just want to stick it to an actual person's name for this one. So for my first one, I'm gonna go with the wonderful Gat Mooney, and I'll go with the song "Wish I Woulda." And this one counts. Right now, technically, they are solo. But they're such a musician that there's no way they're not gonna find or be in a band in Seattle of all places, and this will just be her solo project, as if like this wouldn't be a thing if she wasn't already with her other bands down in Arizona. So the song I'm going with is "Wish I Woulda." It's such a fun song. It's literally like you throw it on and you just want to go frolicking on the shore and just like on the beach and just be there and just have a good fucking day. It's such a pretty song. It's so fun. It's so fun. Shout out to her vocals. Like she's such a powerful voice. So a lot of songs, I think she's kind of working on throwing singles out right now. I think she has 5 out that are released. Definitely check her out. Support her. Just get this new up and coming artist and just get her out so she can actually throw more music out. So Wish I Woulda, really, really good, really, really good one. So Crozen, what's going to be your first one?
And my first one is the solo project from Cody and Cambria singer Claudio Sanchez, the Prize Fighter Inferno. It's just him and himself and doing their albums are different. He has 3 albums out and they're all very different. The one I'm picking from is his first album, My Brother's Blood Machine, which is a weird acoustic electronic horror folk album.
Love it.
It's 5.
Yeah, it's weird. It's mostly acoustic. The lyrics it's also a concept album that features overarming horror story about a village and murders and stuff like that. It's really
Nice.
good, and and the song I'm picking from it is "Run Gunner Recall Run, The Town Wants You Dead." It's a really, really good acoustic jam. Really great. He does a really fucking sick ass harmonica solo, which is fucking dope.
Ooh,
And
cool.
if you like Cody and Cambria or just acoustic folk, it's really, really good.
Fuck yeah. Run Gunner, what was it
Run
again?
Gunner Recall Run, The Town Wants You Dead.
Nice. Cool. I was missing the recall. Fuck yeah. Definitely want to check that one out. Daniel, what is your first entry?
First entry is actually Damon Albarn. I mean, this band is multi-talented. He has 3 bands besides Blur. So Damon Albarn with Polaris. It's not his most recent single. He did drop it earlier this year. Has a lot of guerrilla vibes to it, but it's actually a lot slower. And it's a whole different pace, and I do enjoy the hell out of it. And the lyrics are beautiful. Plus, the way I know with technology, you can harmonize with yourself, but the way he harmonizes with himself is actually pretty spot on. So I really dig the song.
Awesome. It's the Polaris one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was leaning with Damon Albarn, but that's literally when I messaged is like, wait, is Deanna gonna be on the episode? Never mind. That's just like an automatic pick from him.
Wait, what song from him?
That's the thing. I was gonna pick something from his 2014 album.
Okay.
But then I was really starting to. I found his singles and then realized he was gonna have an album later out this year because I just saw like the songs you can't listen to yet. So I was like, oh shit. And then I realized like, oh, you're gonna be in the episode, so you're for sure gonna pick him. So yeah, honestly, I'm down with this one.
Awesome.
So first round, finishing up. Keith, what do you got?
Okay, so my first pick is going first just because I was worried somebody else was going to steal it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going the most obvious band as far as solo projects go.
Yeah.
The Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Mine actually comes with a bit of trivia.
Okay.
Out of all the songs related to the Beatles and every member of the Beatles that they released as a band, solo, any of their other bands, this song has received more radio play than any of the others.
Oh, really?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's by the best Beatle. It's by the best Beatle, which I know Daniel and I are agreed on who's the best Beatle.
Yes.
George Harrison.
Yes.
And it's My Sweet Lord.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
I fucking love this song. I've listened to it on repeat. Basically, so spoiler, peek behind the curtain. We roll these categories 5 shows in advance. And we're 3 in to our list right now. So a month and a half ago, I rolled solo projects. And I was like, oh, I got to find a George Harrison song. And I immediately played that song. And I've been listening to it nonstop.
Nice.
Love it.
I forgot how much I love this song. So it's incredible. My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. Of course, it's in Guardians 2? Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Guardians, yeah, too.
So, yeah.
Also,
But
it's in
just
Preacher.
So fucking good. Yes, yeah, I knew that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, My Sweet Lord, George Harrison. I had to get a Beatle on here for doing solo
Yeah, no.
projects,
I will admit, I almost put it on my list, but I put it as an honorable mention.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's why I got it. I was like, I'm worried about him stealing it. But yeah, that's my first pick.
All right, round 2. This next one, I wanted to pick it last time, but it was like difficult because I didn't know how to present it. I was just like, what the fuck? It's just so wrong. I wish it was just like relabeled. But I'll tell you guys how to actually find it without actually just being a complete dick about it. But the song I'm picking is called Anna is a Stool Pigeon. And the song is fucking great. It's an acoustic, also with a harmonica playing. It's a Laura Jane Grace song back when it was a solo project under their dead name. So you can still find them under Laura Jane Grace. But the easiest way to find it is look up the EP. It's called Heart Burns EP. It's like a 5-6 song track. It is under their dead names, but it's like, no reason to say it. Her name is Laura Jane Grace. But the song is just so fucking good. It's actually a true story, and it just fucking sucks. It's a little acoustic ballad on this poor revolutionist fool fell in love with his beautiful would-be ever after, right? No. Stupid Anna was an FBI informant. And God, it just ends on such a tragic note when it all just this plan to just like blow something up just goes to shit because obviously Anna was an FBI informant and goes away for 20 years. And it's just God, it's just a good fucking song to just like play. It's like an acoustic little ballad and a good little number. The whole thing is really good. I tried picking something from her actual recent Laura Jane Grace album, like solo album, but I couldn't actually just like pin one down. And Anna is a Stool Pigeon is just a classic one for me. So yeah, it's a really, really good one. Again, look it up under Heart Burns EP, Laura Jane Grace. It's a fantastic song. So, Crozen, what is your number 2?
Yeah, my number 2 is a song from Omar Rodriguez Lopez from the Mars Volta. He put out a solo project in 2009 called El Grupo Nuevo de Omar Rodriguez Lopez. And it's just it's a rock album. He has singers on there to help him out, but it's basically showing off him playing guitar and stuff. And it's really, really good. And the song I'm picking is his song Tuberculoids, which features the singer from the Mars Volta. And it's fucking amazing. It's like chaos, like 100% through the song. It's like you really gotta. I think you probably got to give it like a few listens to really like take in what you just heard, because it's just like it literally is just chaos everywhere. Like the way the song just opens up, the way like transitions. It's a really, really great rock song. So yeah, Tuberculoids by Omar Rodriguez Lopez.
All right, well, I'm definitely into that one. It just, again, shout out to the album, my personal album of the year, Mare from Hierarchy of the Sky, because that one just has that levels. Like every song just has levels on like where you could say like, oh, you could just split that into two different songs, right? No, it is like it becomes its own unit. It's beautiful. So I'm excited to listen to this one. Daniel, what is your number two?
Yes. My number two, actually, and it's funny because you brought up Skrillex and the Doors earlier, but it's not that song. I am bringing up Skrillex. Only reason I bring up Skrillex is because broke apart from, a screamo band from first to last and started his EDM career. And yeah, so I have to give it to Skrillex. Originally, I wasn't really a big fan of Skrillex, but once I heard Narcissistic Cannibal playing, I was just like, okay, yes, yeah, this is awesome, this is great. He was a feature on that Korn song, but I do have to give it to him since, he did break away from that screamo and became a EDM producer and does a lot of pop albums too. So Narcissistic Cannibal is going to be my second pick. And who would have thought that, some new metal would actually blend pretty well with some dubstep. So yeah, Narcissistic Cannibal is my second pick.
I want to say everybody saw it coming. Just like new metal just seems like the dubstep next wave, next evolution. And that's what got me, yo. Like I was still a sucker for dubstep for a while. So, Keith, what's your number two?
My number two is another really big star. And this is a repeat, but it's also a mea culpa. So, last time we had this category, I put an artist on here.
Yes.
But I picked the wrong song.
Oh.
And this is me taking it back. So, I'm going to use the same bit I used last time. There was a band called Genesis that had Phil Collins in it.
Uh-huh.
And Phil Collins is incredible, but I'm not picking Phil Collins. I'm picking Peter Gabriel. And last time I picked In Your Eyes, which is a wonderful song. On reflection, it's Sledgehammer, isn't it? Like, it should always be Sledgehammer if you're picking a Peter Gabriel song. Like, it's one of the most perfect pop songs ever written. And just the way he uses pauses in his lyrics are incredible. Like in the chorus where he's like, I wanna be your sledgehammer. Like it's just like this weird, like you're like it's just enough to drag you. Oh my god, I love it. So that album is amazing, all of it. But that song specifically, Sledgehammer. Quick honorable mention to his other song, Salisbury Hill, which has a 7/4 time signature and is weird as shit, and I love it. So, shout out to that one as an honorable mention. But yeah, Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
Awesome. Okay, I don't know what to do. I'm on my last one, and I never picked my last one because it's under 2, and it's one of my repeats from last time. It's like I fucking nailed it last time, guys. Like I had my picks, but I didn't want to repeat all of them. So I was like, I'm just gonna pick going down to 1. I was gonna pick 2, but it's like no. I'm not gonna be that guy. So I'm gonna leave it up to my D20 here to decide either the first one or the second one. The first one obviously being the odd numbers, second one being the even numbers, and it's gonna be even. So cool. Yes, I do get a Spanish pick then in the end. I'm gonna go with the solo project from Enrique Bunbury, which is just Bunbury. And I'm going to go with the song Frente a Frente. and with the feature of Tulsa, and it's such a pretty duet of just like, God, like, I'm gonna fuck what anyone says, Steven. And Nick Woody has a beautiful, goddamn deep voice. I love his voice, and the way he just sings it, like again, like in this duet form, like in this like longing way for someone else, because he doesn't really sing it like that, like in Edois, and the way Tulsa just like reciprocates the song back, and it's just such a sweet song between these two. I absolutely love the song. So it's gonna be from Bunbury, Frente a Frente. Daniel, it's gonna be your last one.
Wait,
Wow.
can you just skip Frozen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, Crescent, holy shit. I saw you for like a second in my pocket, and my window scrolled up. My bad. I didn't see Crescent.
Wow.
Crescent, what was your last one? My bad.
Okay. I'm kind of hurt, but it's fine.
No, God damn it. I always look out for you. You know this.
The last one is I was debating if I should put like if the song on here because like it's the same exact song I put on the last time we went through this. But I was like, fuck it, because this song's amazing, and I will refuse to not have it there. So, I'm going with a song from Serj Tankian's Elected Dead album. Because, like, that's probably one of my favorite albums of all time, and it's, like, really, really great.
Yeah.
And the song I'm going with is Beethoven's Cunt.
So good.
The song's fucking amazing. Like, that first album's so fucking great all the way through.
The whole thing, yeah.
So, yeah. Beethoven's Cunt by Serj Tankian. It's a really, really great rock song.
Absolutely. I was hoping you would have a repeat too, and this was a specific one as well.
I had a feeling this was going to pop up, so I did not choose anything from the Serj Tankian repertoire.
No, you're good. Daniel, what is your last one?
So for my last one, I mean, I'm pretty sure big fans of Daft Punk know that there was a little dry period between Discovery and Human After All being having that delay where they weren't back in the studio together, so they both did their own separate projects underneath both their names. So Guy Manuel, the Omen Cristo, and then you got Thomas Bangaltar. So my song actually is Thomas Bangaltar, and I'm sorry, not my song, but I'm going with Thomas Bangaltar with Club Soda. Definitely, they got really into the electronic sounds when they did Discovery, and then they went a little bit more rock with Human After All. But within that period, Thomas really went back to the French house roots, and it's just such a funky, really good song. So I have to go with Club Soda.
Nice. Excellent. And Keith, how are you going to close out the playlist this week?
This is a strange one. Okay. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. And you guys will understand why in a second. But, so this is a guy that's not known as a member of a group, but was, and is also not really known as a musician, but he's more known as an actor. But anyone who knew me last year knows that Riz Ahmed is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And he used to be a part of a rap group called the Sweatshop Boys, which is an amazing name, by the way.
Nice.
And I'm going with Toba Tek Sing off of the album that came out last year. One of my favorite albums, The Long Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's just a great album, and he uses completely different instruments in a hip hop way that is just beautiful. Mm-hmm. And the album itself, while way too short, is just an amazing story, an amazing concept. Just so good. Like, I love Riz Ahmed. I want more music, please. Toba Tek Sing is what I'll go with. So, yeah, great. It's a weird one to end the playlist on.
Nah.
But I don't care because I love it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions?
I didn't have too many, except for some alternative rock ones.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, Chris Cornell. I expected someone else to pick Chris Cornell's, Euphoria Morning, so I didn't say anything.
That was actually that was actually honorable mention too. So
yeah, Jerry Cantrell's solo album after he left Alice in Chains was actually really good. There's a single on there called "Cut You In" that got radio play. That was pretty decent. Trying to think if there's any others. I mean, there's lots of, like, everybody has a weird little solo album they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just finding the ones that don't suck. You know what I mean?
That's what I meant.
Like, yeah. So, shout out to Haley Williams. Her solo stuff isn't for everybody, and I like it, but not enough to put it on the playlist. And I'm kind of curious to see what she does, because she seems to be interested in doing that and Paramore. So she wants to bounce back and forth. So I respect that. That's cool. So. I think that's pretty much all my honorable mentions. Oh, and the rest of the Beatles except for Ringo. So, yeah.
All right. Backwards. Daniel, honorable mentions?
I guess the other one would be Dead by Sunrise. Chester Bennington's band. They did have two singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that has to be my last honorable mention, since Keith he actually purged all my honorable mentions. But it's revenge for every time I take a
worried, man.
Yeah.
And Crozin, honorable mentions, buddy.
Yeah. Shout out to Daniel for picking the same honorable mention that I was gonna have. Like, if I didn't pick Surge, that was gonna be the Dead by Sunrise was gonna be it.
That's cool.
Also, Honorary Astronaut is a solo project from Casey Crescenzo from The Deer Hunter, and it's a good. I liked it, but it sounds exactly like The Deer Hunter, so I don't know why it's a solo project. And then I was gonna say, because it's like kind of a cop out, but I was thinking about Busta Rhymes, because he started out with the Leaders of the New School, but I think Busta Rhymes eclipsed that like 200 levels to where I don't think it really fits. So
I had a couple hip hop ones that I was kind of like, technically, you know, and I was just like it didn't feel right, like it's like, we know. So yeah, I get you.
For my end, the other song I was choosing to repeat was "Cool" by Gwen Stefani. I just really, really love that song so much.
It's a really good song.
It's a really good song. So it's like but it was up to my D20. But we went with Boom Booty. That's how the fates decided. Other than that, shout out to Dio, because Little Man is the best. And and then I was really on the fence with If the Whitest Boy Alive counted, from because it's. But then I really kind of saw it as more of a side project from Erland Oye from Kings of Convenience. But it really is like it's his side project main band. But it's like I'll chalk it up as a side project instead, because I love Whitest Boy Alive. So yeah, honestly, really, really dope picks. I fucking love how all over the place it is again. So closing this page and moving along, we have finally new releases. Keith, you see anything on your end?
Oh, a few things.
Nice.
We got an Imagine Dragons album coming out.
No.
I don't want to.
Oh wait, Dawn of Chromatica is out. Yes.
And I was going to say Dawn of Chromatica, and also we have a new Iron Maiden album.
Yes.
No shit.
Yeah, it's Jujutsu.
A Jaden album, finally.
And I was going to ask you, because that's already out. I was going to ask you if you listened to it.
No, I haven't. It just finally popped up for me.
Yeah, I think you saw his sister hit big, and he's like,
yeah, like both Smith kids have an album. Fucking love it.
Yeah. Trying to think what else was here. Obviously, the new Fatboy Slim is out, which I already talked about, but it's coming up as new still. So I don't know if there's a different version of it. We'll see. What are you seeing?
Well, I not heavy react to that, but I'll get to it. But I love Oliver Tree, and he has a single out with Little Big. But I said, "Oh my god," to an album called "Sometimes I Might Be Introvert," and it's the Lil Sims album. Remember, guys, when I sent you guys the "I Love You, I Hate You" with like the girl rapper? That album is finally out, so definitely gonna check that shit out.
Yeah, I was seeing that too, actually. So nice. Princess Alba has an album coming out.
An old live Pearl Jam album.
100% score for the record.
Oh, sorry, which one?
Princess Alba.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so 100%. I don't think I've ever seen that.
There's an old live Pearl Jam record. I don't know how it's a live record, but Pearl Jam. So it's like don't know how recent that would be.
Maybe a
And
remaster.
then we're also getting the
Hmm.
we're getting the soundtrack for Shang-Chi,
Oh, nice.
which also has a 100% rating, but only one reviewer so far. So,
Ooh, cool.
but the track list, like this is a killer list of people.
I haven't seen it.
I'll just go through the names that jump out at me. Sway Lee, Janae Aiko, 21 Savage, Anderson .Paak, JJ Lin. There's a lot here that I just personally don't recognize. DJ Snake. A lot of Nicki, actually. And Simu Liu apparently does a song. And Simu Liu can kind of rap. So I'm hoping he raps. That would be amazing. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm curious about that. And I actually heard the album was getting a bit of hype, other than the movie. So, I think
Did you say you didn't
next week?
Sorry. Did you say you didn't know who DJ Snake is?
No, I know who DJ. I was reading what I know.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But I'm saying like that's not my genre, so there's probably names I have no idea who it is. There's also a Drake album. Oh
yeah, I was seeing that. I was hearing that,
but I don't know if that's actually coming out because it's weirdly low on the list, so it might get delayed. When that happens, when it's down there, it's usually going to get delayed. Yeah. Other than that, I don't see anything for next week. The week after that, I'm trying to see if there's anything upcoming, but there's not a lot announced. Let's see. Pentakill. Metallica's Black Box Set Deluxe.
Oh shit! I wonder if it's like all those like weird little releases they were doing.
Oh my god! I need to get this. Depeche Mode. It's a collection of all the 12-inch singles.
Ooh, that's cool.
Fuck, I need that so bad. Casey Musgraves' album is coming out, which actually it is a big deal in country circles. She's pretty much the premier female country singer at this point. And she does have a real good pop edge to her. So she's kind of like if Taylor Swift stayed country, kind of. So there's also a new Andrew WK album.
Oh, I did see that too, but
well, we gotta listen to that, right? But that's pretty much it. I'm seeing that so far. Wait. Sneaker Pimps, new Sneaker Pimps album. Fuck yeah, I love Sneaker Pimps. Anyway.
During the week, I saw that there was the 25th anniversary release of AT Aliens from Outcast, and it's just like the re-release, but the second half is just the instrumental of all the tracks. So it's a good little binge. So that's cool. And then I'm seeing a new album from Duckworth, and I only really know Duckworth from Kendrick, but it's like I know he's a different rapper, so I'll definitely check this one out. SG8, little asterisks. So yeah, Crozen, any releases you're excited for that you know of?
No, I think you guys.
No shout outs.
I think you guys covered a lot of everything that was coming out. Like, I am interested to hear what this Drake thing comes out to be. Like, It was weird. It was like a weird thing where, like, I think Kanye was waiting to see when Drake was going to release so he could release his after, and then Drake was waiting for Kanye to release. So it was like back and forth. Because like a day after Donda came out, Drake was like, "This album's coming out."
Right, his little billboard.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was like. It was really fun watching that little game go on. But yeah, that's nothing really else catches my eye right now.
Okay. And Daniel, anything you know of, any shout-outs you want to throw out for music?
Not really at the moment. I've just been letting Spotify notify me when somebody drops something else. So like the new Gorillaz EP, which is 3 songs, but really good. Other than that, not a whole lot. Spotify dictates what's coming out for me now.
Yeah. Okay. And I was almost going to go back to my old bad habits and completely skip this part and start closing off the episode, but no. I'm a good host. Keith, what is going to be our next episode about?
Our next category is one that's very important that Crozen doesn't miss because it's his specialty. And we're going to have a guest making his return to the playlist. Our good friend Steven will be returning.
Nice.
For Emo.
Ooh.
Keith's least favorite episode.
Bro, quiet. I don't want to hear none of that bad talk. Oh, Emo Night is the best. I'll hear none of that slander.
I've actually already picked out my songs.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
You just got them over with right away.
No, I mean, it's not hard. There's only 3 emo songs I like. So
Okay.
no, I'm kidding.
But you like MCR. It's like, it's not just 3 songs you like.
Well, we've had this discussion. Emo is a very broad definition to certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that next week, though.
Oh, for sure. Oh, man. Well, this concludes this episode of Jukebox Vertigo. Thank you to the host for the great picks. Crozen, any shout outs, plugs? Go for it.
Just follow me on Twitter. I recently decided to get rid of the underscores on my name because I gave up on the dream of getting my Twitter handle. So you can follow me at CrowsandYGO.
Cool. At CrowsandYGO. Oh, I was like, why YGO? I can't believe it took me this fucking long. I'm an idiot. Anyway, Daniel, any shout outs, plugs? Go for it.
So far I'm only doing this, and then Keith and I will really, I know I've been saying it for a month now, we'll really be starting our show together. But you can follow me at Danny the Destroyer on Instagram if you really want to. I don't post a whole lot on there. If you want to see everything that I post, then go to Twitter, super call me Daniel on there. And I think I don't even have to explain it anymore. So yeah, super call me Daniel on Twitter.
Excellent. And Keith, shout outs, plugins.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and first of all, give a shout out to our producer, Liz.
Yes.
Her Twitter is WHI Podcast Liz. Expect to be seeing Liz on this show in the near future.
So excited.
And I cannot express to you the dread. I'm so excited. It's going to be a train wreck. And I cannot wait. It's going to be great. No, she has pretty decent taste in music when she has taste in music.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can find myself on Twitter at WHI Podcast Keith. You can find our other show. We have issues where we review every new comic that comes out that week. Almost every new comic. At least my bank account thinks it's every new comic. And you can find us on Twitter at WHI Podcast. And, of course, wherever you listen to your podcast.
Excellent. And thank you to the listeners for your continued support on this musical sharing ride. Of course, we are part of Geekly Media. You can follow them at Geekly Media. And this show on Twitter at Jukebox Vertigo, where a public playlist will be added and shared weekly, as well as a short playlist to go with every new episode with our picks. Now let loose with your jams and geek out.
This concludes our broadcast.